What's going on, everybody? It's the Intentional Sports Crew, and we're back with another video. It's your boy Matt Elliott alongside John the Voice. John the Voice, what's going on, man?
Man, I'm living with intention. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Doing good and excited because we're getting ready to debut over the next couple of weeks what we like to call the Intentional Segment Series. We got a lot of great content coming out for you guys over the next couple of weeks, so be sure to be tuned in. And you know our motto: we might not know everything,
but we are going to approach everything with intention.
Yes,
and I'm excited even today, Matt, we're going to introduce this segment, man. This means a lot to me. As you know, even when I think about growing up and, wanted to have conversations about sports and really start to broaden my understanding of basketball and football and tennis and you name it, every sport. A lot of times you had to go to, a sports bar, or you have to go to the barbershop, right, to have certain conversations and to meet different people who had different perspectives on sports. But that wasn't my story, man. I was able to leave my bedroom at home, go downstairs to the kitchen or the dining room, or go to the basement. All I had to do was go find mom, go find my brothers, my dad, man, and we would have engaging, interesting sports dialogue and arguments all day long, man. That's how really I fell in love with the game, was spending time with my family. So for our first segment, I'm excited to introduce my family to the Intentional Sports Podcast. So everybody, please put your hands together and let's meet the Browns, Patrice and Jacob Brown. What's going on, y'all? What's up, Mom? What's up, Jake?
What's going on,
man? How y'all feeling? Thanks for having us.
Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Jake. Look, we're going to get into it, all right? Because I need y'all to understand, everyone watching out there, that Mom and Jacob, these are the kings and the queens of the court. Matt, let me tell you something. And you know Jacob, because Jacob's in our fantasy football league.
Oh, yeah.
Champion. History champion. Not current.
I was going to say current champion?
Who's the current champion, Matt? Who's the current champion, Matt?
I am. That would be me.
You right.
Hey.
Full-time champ in the fantasy. Okay? So you might want to move along with that, because I don't think y'all can really stand that.
Well, we got some champions, Matt. We got four-time champion and Mom with fantasy football. Jacob knows what he's talking about as well. But what we want to talk about today, not the kings of the courts, right? We want to talk about those who have played their best game, but they're not the best player on the court. We want to talk about the role player. So I challenged Mom and I challenged Jacob to come up with their starting five lineup of the best role players that they know of, that they can speak to, that's on championship teams.
Okay.
Right. So again, we're not going to be talking about LeBron, no Kobe today, no Kawhi Leonard. Right. We're not talking about them. We're going to be talking about Brian Scalabrine. No, we're not talking about Brian Scalabrine, but we're talking about the role players, man, that shine when the lights are bright. So we're going to do this segment. I'm going to have Jacob go first. Their mom's going to follow, and they're going to talk about their best player. So let's start, Jacob. Who do you have your starting lineup at guard?
Cool. I'm going to go right to it. My point guard, and I also put in my years because it was specific years that they did magical things. I'm just going to do the 1995 Sam Cassell. That's my point guard I'm starting with.
Sam Cassell. What you like about Sam Cassell?
Sam Cassell was really like the glue for the Houston Rockets, which a lot of y'all probably didn't know played for, but the Houston Rockets, they had big names. They had Hakeem the Dream. They also had Kenny the Jet. But they had to go up against the Magic in the finals. They had a tough playoffs that they had to get through. But Sam Cassell played like 14 points through the season, but he dropped a huge game 2 in the finals. Game 2, he came out with 31 points. I think he had like 3 steals, something crazy like that. But that pushed them into that game, and then they ended up sweeping the Magic in 1995.
I like that. Sam Cassell. Okay, Jacob got Sam Cassell, Matt. All right, Mom.
I like that pick.
What you got, Mom?
I'm going with Rajon Rondo. I'm going with Rajon Rondo, and I'm going with Rajon Rondo because Rajon Rondo, I think, if I'm correct at this point, is probably the only player right now in history who have won championships with 2 elite franchises. One. But neither one of those win their championship games without Rajon Rondo. Rajon Rondo came to work every day with his sole job of getting that ball up and down the court, finding the open player at this point, and serving up that ball. He was okay with not being the guy, and he had great team camaraderie, and he made it happen. He served that ball up each time on each one of those teams. With the Boston Celtics, they don't win without Rondo, and Lakers definitely don't win here in 2020 without him. In fact, Rajon Rondo came into the Lakers postseason. He was injured. He hadn't played at all. He was injured, and they played their first game, and they did not do well. And I was sitting here then going, if y'all don't get Rondo in, this is not going to go well. This is not going to have a good ending. It's not going to have the storybook ending that LeBron wants. It's not going to have any of that. And they put Rondo in the game, and they could not lose. They don't win if they don't have Rondo running point. Period. Point blank.
Matt.
Hey, look. First of all, he's coming out the gate with some heavy hitters already. That's a good matchup right there already. Sam Cassell versus Rajon Rondo. I mean, those are two like real not big headed players, but they're what am I like to say? They are aggressive, really. You know, in their approach to the game. So that would be a nice matchup right there. I like that already.
Yeah, they bullies. Rajon Rondo, everybody knows he's a real bully, but he was a bully in that position at this point because he came down that court and he served that ball up. He could find all the open people. He got great passing skills. The boy got hands. He got eyes. He got it. He got the job done. Rajon Rondo.
I like both of those picks. They're both scrappy players, man.
Yeah,
right?
That's what it is, scrappy. Yep, there you go.
And both of them really, even for like Rajon Rondo, he wasn't known for his shot, right? He really couldn't shoot like that. So he had to be aggressive to get his shot. And more than anything, I mean, to Mom's point, because of the people he had around him, he was able to penetrate and then dish that ball out to Paul Pierce, to Ray Allen, right? Of course, put that in the paint to Kevin Garnett, down to LeBron, Dwight Howard. I mean, I think Rajon Rondo, that's a good pick.
Absolutely. And there's a difference, if I say real quickly, between regular season Rondo and postseason Rondo. Now, back when he was playing with the Celtics, he didn't really have that experience to draw upon, but he found it. He found it. He did what he had to do. By the time he got to the Lakers with this postseason Rondo, they can't lose without him because he got history. Well, he got receipts. He got receipts at this point, and they don't win without him. His points at that point changed dramatically from the regular season, where he was averaging like 12.4 to about 19.8 points in the postseason. They don't win without him. They got to look out for him because they don't know how he's going to come.
Matt, did I not tell you she's the queen of the court?
Hey, look, you told me.
Y'all don't listen to me.
I wasn't ready for it, though. You told me I still wasn't ready.
Sam Cassell,
right. All right, Jake, we'll give you round two. Here we go, Jake.
Now I got to come with the heavy hitters because she coming out swinging. And you actually called the name already, but Ray Allen. But I mean 2013 Ray Allen. Okay. I want Ray Allen on the Miami Heat. Y'all can call it what y'all want. Y'all say it's stacked, big three. Big three don't make it nowhere without Ray Allen taking a big three for real against the Spurs in Game 6. They needed that game. Without that, ain't no chance. Nothing's happening. Spurs running away with this. It's over. Game is done. Series over. But Ray Allen comes through, big shot. And I mean, since she's going into history, I'm not going to go too deep because I know I only got 2 minutes. But Ray Allen is known for big shots. It don't matter if it's postseason, preseason, during the season. It don't matter if it's outside in the basketball court, me, you, Matt, Mom. Ray Allen's going to hit that three.
Jacob, do you remember that game when he hit that shot? I don't know if y'all remember watching the fans leave the game before he hit that shot.
Yep.
The game was over, right? They thought that the Heat lost that game.
Right.
And I remember the fans leaving out of the stadium, the arena. So they were leaving out, and then they saw him hit that big shot. Y'all remember they was trying to get back in?
Yeah. and just a little point, just to the fact that I love that we're doing this role player segment, because right before that shot, the main guy, LeBron James, launched the three, long distance three. And it didn't make it. But we shout out to the big three. Come on, Chris Bosh got that crazy rebound. Nobody even knows how he got it. But those role players, those guys who understand their job, Ray Allen knows what his job is. Go 40% from the 3-point line all season long. Right. Get that last one there.
Yep. That's a good one. That's a good one.
I'll give you that. I'm gonna let you have that. I think that's pretty good.
What you got, Mom?
That was pretty good. That really was. And I'm a fan. I like him. I'm a sports fan, so I can go with that. But I'm gonna also, at this point, I'm gonna go with Derek Lamar Fisher.
Oh, snap.
Calling out
full demands government.
Hold the whole government here. Because that's who showed up. See, you have to really respect that. 5-time NBA champion. Everybody knows that. He's a great, he's just a great player. But let me tell you what I really like about Derek Fisher. When you think back to those Lakers series when he was playing with the Lakers at that point, he was always surrounded by the names. Everybody knows and listen, this is my minute, and I say who the GOAT is in this minute, and my GOAT always will be Kobe Bean Bryant. Period. Okay? Don't even talk to me about nothing else. Now, I'm a Bron fan, but Kobe, you got Shaq, he had Pal, just so many people that he had, that was around that court. Let me tell you what I like about it. While they were out there, because there was no question, they are the elite Lakers. Big division at this point. They are the elite of the basketball. Somebody had to stay home. So Derek Fisher was the one who was home. Kobe had definitely got locker room appeal. No question. Nobody's going to take that away from him. Shaq got locker room appeal. Because, listen, I've always told you guys, Jonathan, Jacob, all of you guys, you know what I tell you all the time. Championships are won in the locker room.
Yes.
They are not won on the court. They won in the locker room. And while Kobe was out there doing all his media stuff, Shaq doing his media stuff and other stuff that they were doing, Derek stayed home and he kept that locker room straight while they were out there doing the media. That's why I say he is not only a 5-time NBA champion, he is Mr. Derek Lamar Fisher, just for that reason also. And his contributions to the game is undisputable. We're not going to talk about. He got skills too. He's got some of them 3 shots from downtown, shut the game down too. But I like him for being in that locker room and holding that locker room together. He got receipts.
No, I think that's a great point, especially when you look at the end of the day, right? A guy that can be dependable, but he's also consistent. You know what you're getting from Derek Fisher, right? Yep. He's a hard worker, right? He's going to put his head down. He's not looking to be in the spotlight. He's looking to excel at his job, at his position, right? And when you think about a point guard, especially during that time, that's what you need. You need someone that can hold the rock, and that that ball will get to where it needs to get to, right? It allows Kobe to move and do what he wants to do. The Shaq can be a bully down low, but if things get real crazy, we know that if the ball is in the hands of Derek Fisher, it'll be okay. I like that pick. That's nice too.
2 good picks, yeah. I like that. Especially, you got Ray. Of course, we know his history.
Yeah.
We know what he can do. Some people forget, like Ray back in the day before he, became, 3, he was nice. He'll cross you over and then dunk.
Ray was at the rim.
Yeah, he was.
Absolutely.
So definitely, and then as he got older, he understood, let me chill out on that a little bit and let me knock down these threes for her, I like Derek Fisher too. Again, a guy, he knows his role. He's, he didn't turn the ball over a lot, right, which is excellent for a point guard position. He knew where he needed to be on the court. When Kobe had the ball in the paint, or when Shaq had the ball in the paint, he would get to the open spot and knock down the three, like Mr. Patrice said. I mean, those are 2 great picks right there.
Yep. All right, well, let's see what we got. Now we're gonna move to let's see some big boys. Let's talk through some big boys. Let's go to the forward position. We're gonna start. Mom, I'm gonna let you go first. Now know what? Do you have another guard you like? What you got?
Because y'all going to, I got a couple of, big boys, but I just wanted to also give an honorable mention. I think, because this is what I think. I think that they don't win without J.R. Smith. I'm gonna throw J.R. Smith out there. Now, everybody know. I know some people get ready to say, I'm J.R. Smith. Oh no! Everybody know about the game 1 blunder. All right, let's just put that out there first.
Right.
He had a little misstep, but who hasn't? Yes, he had a little game 1 blunder back there at that point. You know what I mean? Lost track of the time, dribbled away from the court. I don't know what was going on with JR at that point, but he recovered. And I still think that the Cavaliers don't win that series without J.R. Smith. J.R. Smith was he was a pit bull. He came in there. He ain't mind biting people. He's gonna come down, and you better be ready to man up and take it or not, because J.R. Smith was coming and he was solid. He had his hard hat on and he came to work every day and he wanted to win, and they don't win it without him. You know everything else that you had all around him. You had, at that point, I think, if I'm not mistaken, of course, we know you had LeBron. I think, Kevin Love, was he there at that point?
Yeah, Kevin Love was on that team, yeah.
And all that. But you don't win without somebody who can come in there and play hard defense. And I want to shout out J.R. Smith for that. I think they don't win without him.
What do you think, Jay?
I'd like to take it only because she said hard defense. I just want to go ahead and bring my guy in, Andre Iguodala, and not just anyone. 2015 against a prime and ready LeBron James.
Now hold on, Jake. Before we get there, because I like that pick, I do. But J.R. Smith, I got to do this before we move on, because every time I think of J.R. Smith, I can't help but think about LeBron James. He said,
why? Listen, and sometimes the only answer you got for I don't know. I'm gonna do this time. This is what we do. This is how we do. That was on me.
Yeah, my bad.
That's on me. That's why. But he ended up winning that championship with that shirt off. That's what I want to talk about. The shirtless J.R. Smith.
But the thing I like about J.R. though, he doesn't care. Like, he gonna shoot the ball. He gonna shoot the ball. If he go 0 for 20 from the 3-point line, he gonna keep shooting. But if J.R. get hot, J.R. will knock down some contested threes, open threes that don't matter.
Game changers.
But you need a player like that. You need somebody that's not afraid of falling down, of making mistakes, right? I mean, that's LeBron James, arguably, and I know Mom's favorite or her GOAT is Kobe, right? And it's hard to dispute that. But LeBron is one of the GOATs in the NBA, period.
And I agree.
And you have one of the GOATs looking at you saying, "What are you doing?"
Right.
And to still bounce back.
That's right. Because that could make you I'm from that perspective of, even like when I talked about Derek Fisher, I'm one of those believers of looking at more than just the raw talent you got to have what's between the ears.
Right.
Yeah.
What's happening between the ears?
You're mentally chicken.
That could have made or broke J.R. Smith, but it made him. It made him. And I like that. That's what I like in these players. I'm looking from that psychological point of view.
I like that. That's a good pick.
Yeah.
That's a good pick. So, Jacob, you got AI, not Allen Iverson, but you got Andre Iguodala.
But Andre, come on, man. He is, I think, anyone who wants to be a great defender, it doesn't matter what league you play in. It could be your intramural league in your community. If you have any aspirations for defense, go back and watch Andre Iguodala against LeBron James in the 2015 finals. That right there really, that pretty much set him up in a level of defenders that I don't think people were looking at him like that before. People were kind of in amazement of his athleticism, his shot when it was there, kind of a streaky shooter. But man, he showed that defense really, we all say it in this family, defense really wins championships.
They win ball games.
And Andre Iguodala was averaging close to 2 steals that series, but not even just the steals. He locked up to the best of his ability. Right. One of the GOATs of our NBA era at all, LeBron James, and locked up is a generous term. You can really only keep LeBron to about 20 points, but to lock him up in key situations is what's crucial. Right. And he met those key situations and he stood his ground. He had steals, he had blocks, he had charges, and he got the ball, kind of a little bit of a facilitator as well. Got the ball to the hot hands. You got too many shooters on the team, but he knew his role and he knew how to step in and make sure LeBron didn't take over the game and manage it so that Steph and Clay could do what they needed to do.
Yeah. Now, remind me, I'm pretty sure, was that the year he actually won the MVP of the playoffs of that championship game?
Was the year that he won the MVP. Everybody's going to remember kind of how Mom said with JR, that he had his blunder. Everyone's going to remember him getting hawked down by LeBron. That's one of the greatest blocks of all time. But nobody talks about, to that same extent, that just a few years earlier, lockdown defense and an MVP because of defense.
Yeah.
Right.
That would be true. And this guy's not one of those, but you can't talk about the greatest block without saying Tayshaun Prince. And I'm going to move on. Tayshaun Prince. I ain't going to say nothing else. But that one rivals that. I'm telling you right now. That was heard across the world. I think they heard it in Japan. in Tanzania. I think it was Tanzania because they had checked in and they had said that they have heard it too.
They heard the block.
They heard the block. I'm just saying.
Mom, that's before Matt and Jacob. They're too young for that, man. They don't know nothing about
They don't know about them boys. They don't know about them. They don't know nothing about them.
No.
Boys. They were bad boys before bad boys, really, man. That's another thing.
They don't know about Sheed and about Rip Hamilton.
They don't know about that.
Man, what? Only
we don't got time. We don't got time.
Another segment.
Jacob, why they trying to play us?
Yeah. They gonna have, you don't know nothing about the mask, man. Y'all think that they just started putting masks on. Then Rip Hamilton played the mask the whole season. Rip had a mask on
the whole season.
Okay, but okay, another season, another game, another thing.
Yeah, they're not ready for that, man. So let's get to our next player. Who we got? Jacob, who you got? Who's your fourth player in your lineup?
Now, you know what the funny part is? I was gonna go with Rasheed Wallace, but I'm not even gonna do that. And I was gonna do that only because he's the only man that stared and got a technical. I respect that. But my guy is Robert Horry. Robert Horry. Okay. Robert Big Shot. Bob Big Shot Horry.
Yeah.
Okay.
He makes shots. He's Ray Allen a couple inches, not to the extent, but a couple inches taller. He makes those shots, the corner threes, the top of the key threes, but he had the huge three against the Kings in 2002. Top of the key, that's it. Game over. But no, Robert Horry makes a three. All he needed was two. Took that three, top of the key, won the game, and he's done it time and time again. He did it in 1995, actually, with the Rockets. Then he did it again with the Spurs. He did it with the Lakers. He's done it everywhere he's gone. He makes that big shot.
He's clutch, man. Yeah. And that's the thing. I mean, you even like bring up Ray Allen, Steph, you know, those players, they are 3-point specialists. That's what they do. Right. And that's not necessarily Robert Horry. It's not that he can't make the shot, but what he does is when you need a big shot, and again, because he's a role player. He's a great player, but he's a great role player that you give him a little bit of space because you double teaming the star of
double teaming Kobe.
Robert Horry is going to make you pay, and he did time after time and ring after ring. I like that pick, Jake. That's a good pick.
I like that pick. I'm probably going to, I like that pick, and I'm probably going to stick right there, somewhere around there. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to shout out and give it up for my boy Lamar Odom. I think that the Lakers, they don't win without him in 2009. Again, that was my whole thing of looking at these guys who come off the bench and who they don't win these championships without him. Lamar Odom was that guy. Lamar Odom could run up and down that court. He played defense. He could throw the ball up there sometimes, but he played defense every night against some of the elite players in that league. And he came to work and did his job every night. They did what was asked of him. Are you going to remember Lamar Odom for being one of the greatest basketball players that ever played the game? Probably not. But he was great when he needed to be, and that's what we wanted on our team, is the guy who's going to show up, know that I'm not the big ticket on the team, but I'm going to do everything, do my job. Right. I'm going to do my job. And that's what Lamar Joseph Odom did. He came to work, he did his job, and he got the job done. Lakers don't win without him. They don't.
I'm going to just say this really quick. We probably could do a whole segment, right, of role players that are amazing, full starters of just Lakers. Like, if you really think about it.
You absolutely can.
That organization
I just did a whole 5-member team there because I think that Kwame was good. I think that what's the other Brown boy that I can't think of? You know,
Shannon Brown.
Shannon Brown. I think that was good. Absolutely.
Rick Fox.
Oh boy, Rick Fox. Absolutely. What about the other little boy, point guard? The point guard.
Tyronn Lue.
No, go back.
Nick Van Exel.
Go back.
Yeah, Nick
go
Van
back.
Exel.
It'll come to me after a while. I'll tell y'all young boys about it after a while. See, I suffer from a little something called can't remember much. But y'all should know better. I'm just saying, y'all should know better. Y'all should know better. You should be ashamed of yourself, actually.
But you're right. There are some for real, some great Lakers. I love Lamar Odom, and I think every championship team, right? They need a third option, right? You need to have. If you don't have a third person that you can go to, I think that's where you're going to suffer. And in fact, this Lakers team this year, and not to go too deep into it, I think that's where they may suffer in the playoffs this year, is because you have AD, you have LeBron, right? But when you need a third person to step up and be consistent, I mean, who do you kind of really have? And you're seeing that with AD injured right now.
Yeah,
Outside of LeBron,
That's right.
who do you have?
You ain't got nobody.
Right.
That's exactly right. Caruso. That his name?
Yeah, Alex.
Yeah.
Caruso's on the
Caruso's
team
good.
now. Yeah,
Well, I think
I'm
what
just
they
saying those
wanted.
guys. I'm sorry, that just hit me.
I think they're looking for KCP to be kind of step up, but that's not his game.
Nope.
I don't think. I mean, he can score if you give him the ball in the right spots. He can
He
score.
reminds me of Hart. What was his name? Josh Hart?
Josh Hart. Yeah.
Josh Hart. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, again, right? It's one thing to be able to score, and it's another thing to be clutch and be called upon in big moments.
Yep.
And that's what they're suffering from. And Lamar Odom, to Mom's pick, that's what he could do. When LeBron, right? You got, or I'm sorry, not LeBron, but when Kobe, and of course you have Pau Gasol, right?
Yes.
They need a minute. Here
Yes.
comes Lamar.
You could put Lamar
Like
in there and not take a deep drop off. You know who I
Right.
was thinking about? I just remember Steve Blake. That's the guy I was thinking about.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Stevie Blake.
Maryland and
Maryland.
Yeah.
Steve Blake.
Yeah.
Steve
I
Blake
like
was so
Lamar.
happy to be playing with them boys that he just did his job. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just saying I like Lamar because of his versatility. He was, I don't know how tall. I guess 6. I would say 6'8",
6'9". Yeah. Mhm.
And he was one of the taller guys who could dribble the ball. He could run the point guard position for you back then. That wasn't really the thing back then. He could
before his time.
Right, before his time, exactly. He could knock down the three. He could score face up the basket. He could back down if he needed to on the smaller guards that was going up against him. So I really like Lamar as a pick because, again, his versatility was just, at that time, kind of unmatched. I mean, if he would have, stayed healthy and kind of kept his mind right, he could have been a really, really great player in the league.
Absolutely.
Yep. Too many gummy bears, man. Too many gummy bears.
Yeah. Gummy bears, Skittles, his
sweet tooth. Yeah, everybody deal with stuff,
Everybody
Hands
deals
up
with
for
stuff.
Lamar. You got to get off those gummy bears.
Life happens.
All right, Mom. So we got 4 out of your 5 people. Who's your last player on your all role player team?
Well, I'm going with which we alluded to a few minutes ago, the Bad Boys, and I'm going back to that season of Detroit Pistons, and I'm going to go with Ben Wallace. Ben Wallace he was a part of a duo between him and Rasheed Wallace. They didn't have an answer for him on the floor during that whole championship run. Ben Wallace came to work, didn't comb his hair, and he got the job done night and day and night and after night. He got the job done. Ben Wallace, there's a whole lot to say about that.
Mom, why are you saying that he didn't comb his hair?
Well, he probably combed it, but when he put his jersey on, it got messed up. All I just know is that by the time he came out the locker room, and sometimes when you run out the locker room, the air's on and stuff, and it was just flying around a little bit. But he would just take his braids out and just go for what you know. Now, today they call it styling. So he was just ahead of his time. That's all it was. He was just ahead of his time. I mean, because I was happened to be at Virginia Union when he got an honorary doctorate. Yeah. I was there for another occasion when he got the honorary doctorate that year. And that year his hair was braided up, so he did good. So he could, he could. I'm just saying, there was no answer for Ben Wallace and Rasheed. They made it possible for Chauncey and Rip to do everything that they did at this point, and didn't nobody want to really mess with him. They didn't really want to mess with him. No, that's a great pick. He controlled the paint. Yeah. Right. He wasn't going to put up 17, 20, 25 points. Right. But if you needed a defensive stop, you needed a big rebound. Right. He was blocking and patrolling that paint night in and night out. Shout out to the HBCUs, man. Virginia Union, the BUU. I like that pick a lot. So, all right, we got 7-foot Ben Wallace from HBCU, Virginia Union. Jacob, who do you got? Who's your 5th person?
So my last pick, and I ain't gonna be long about it, but my last pick. Kind of go back to Mom's heart picks, guys who just play the game, guys who have their mental right, guys who are looking to be a champion, looking to play. And that's why I'm picking Dwight Howard. And I'm picking Dwight Howard because Dwight Howard has actually been both. He has been a star and he has been a role player. And he's gone to teams to contribute so those teams could win. And he's gone to teams and gone to the bench to contribute so those teams could win. Dwight Howard was with the Rockets. He was with the Lakers before. He was with the Lakers again. He was with the Magic. He did whatever he could do, but every time he steps on the floor, no matter if he's scoring 20 points, getting 20 rebounds, or if he's standing down there as a human blocking machine, Dwight Howard is freakishly athletic and knows how to just dominate like an old school center would. Because right now we have a lot of shooting centers, but he's still in that old school center mentality where, hey, I'm gonna get down there, we're gonna bump and grind, and I'm gonna go over top.
Yeah.
All I'm gonna say is, if I called Heaven's Hotline and asked for Kobe Bryant, he probably would tell you to change your pick. Kobe said that Dwight Howard was trash. He's soft. That's what he said. He said he's soft as cotton.
Right.
May have been, but they didn't win. They wouldn't win without him. I'm gonna give you that one, Jacob. They don't win this championship without him. And on top of that, if we had another segment where we would do of players who would never get a ring, he would have been one of them if he wasn't with this Lakers.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And before y'all analyze, I do want to just do one honorable mention, just one. I won't even make it long. I won't give an explanation. But if we don't bring up Ron Artest or Metta World Peace as a key player to a championship team on that Lakers team, then we wouldn't be able to do this show justice. All right, I'm just gonna say Metta World Peace. That's it. All right, Jack.
No, that's good.
You keep naming all these unstable players.
Listen, he is Metta and World Peace. I don't know what's unstable about that.
He's something. So Matt, let's review. So we got Jacob. He has Sam Cassell.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Who else you got, Jake?
Ray Allen.
Ray Allen.
Mm-hmm.
Andre Iguodala. Robert Horry. And Dwight Howard.
Okay. Mom, who do you got?
Rajon Rondo. Derek Lamar Fisher.
Lamar.
J.R. Smith. Lamar Odom.
Joseph Odom.
Say it, that's right. And Ben Wallace.
All right.
Ben Wallace.
This is what we need from y'all. We need you guys to comment down below. Who do you like? Which all role playing team do you like better? Are you with Team Jacob or are you with Team Mom?
Are they doing it for a 7-game series or just one game? I think it should be the series because in 7 games, I'm sure my team's going to pull out 4.
All I'm saying is if there was one game, Mom's role-playing team, will they beat your role-playing team? That's
Absolutely
the question.
But yeah, I want them to go in and confirm what I already know.
Okay. we shall see, because I think you may be sleeping on Rajon Rondo.
If y'all sleep on Ray Allen, y'all foolish.
All right. Well, yeah, but Ray Allen from what year? 2000.
Ray Allen from the early years was going to dunk on them. Ray Allen from the late years was going to shoot on them. It really doesn't matter.
No, so it's only that championship year. So we got
Ray
to
Allen
see.
from 2013 would do it. He shot 40% from behind the line all season.
Fine. My players at this
Averaging
point got 4 times at the championship games. I'm gonna let you have your little couple years with your players. My players at this point got years. They got received 2003, 2005, 2007, 2004. They got years.
My first one was in 1995. I'm just gonna say that my very first championship that I brought up was in 1995.
Fine, but I mean 1995.
And I had 2 of my players.
My players at this point played in multiple championships at this point, so there's so much more to draw.
Robert Horry won with 3 teams.
3 teams.
Ray Allen won with
times.
2 teams.
3 teams, 3 different times. I'm talking about somebody who got 5 rings with 1 team. I'm just talking about that. I'm just saying, well, I got receipts, but you go ahead. I'm gonna let y'all go ahead and have it at this point. Go ahead.
Look, if y'all don't know anything,
I don't wear my feelings on my sleeve. I'm wearing a Ray Lewis jersey, so we know we just tough. We just born tough. I ain't gonna have my feelings hurt.
Look, the trees got receipts.
Y'all don't know. You're gonna learn today, though.
Right.
You're gonna learn. Mom got receipts. She got receipts. All right, well, guys, thank y'all so much for this segment. I hope you guys learned something out there that's watching. Mom and Jacob, they got something to say. We had a lot of fun.
Yes,
this is not the last time that you guys will meet the Browns. They will be back. Thank y'all so much. Appreciate your time.
Thanks, guys, for having us.
Shout out to Mom and Jacob. Thank y'all so much for being a part of the podcast today. Matt, did you enjoy that or what, man?
Hey, I've been knowing the Browns for a long time. Anytime we get around the Browns, it's a good time.
They crazy.
Yeah, man. So we definitely appreciate everybody for tuning in, and make sure again that you tune in for the next couple of episodes. We got a lot of great content coming out for you all. If you haven't already, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Intentional Sports Podcast. Make sure you follow us on IG as well. You can follow me at MJE Productions. John the Voice, let them know where they can follow you.
Follow me, please, on John the Voice on IG. And we know whatever we do, let's do it with intention.